Pooper Makita.
He looks so unimpressed.
Yeah, he's like, this is what I get paid for. I'm going to do the TikTok where it says, this is what you get to do every day. Yeah, and I love it. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
How are you guys this furry Friday afternoon? We're not going to talk about the weather, but we are going to talk about the weather. Because there's probably people out there, if you're in Regina, Saskatchewan, where we are, thinking, why are these yahoos talking about fleas and ticks when we just got a foot of snow? But trust me, those fleas and ticks, they're coming. If they're not here already, they're probably just as shocked as we are with the snow, but they'll be here.
Oh, yeah. They're thinking about it.
They're thinking about it. We have got Lee,
Boom.
myself, Zayner. Oh, we have got Bailey, who is off to the side, who will be helping us with the questions that come in, handing us the stuff. We've got, if you see us looking over here, we've got Facebook. If you see us looking over here, we've got TikTok. And we've got a series of notes beneath our screens to make sure that we capture everything that you need to know about flea and tick season and keeping our little furry guys as safe and, I wanted to say prevented. Okay. Less bitten, not bitten, prevent the bites as much as possible. We want to make sure that we can do this as naturally as possible. And are we at 2:00 yet? We are. 2:01.
Oh my gosh.
2:01.
We're on time today.
We're on time, you guys.
Proud of us. Look at us go.
Yes, so Mother Nature missed the memo that spring is here, but Father Tick Time knows that spring is coming, so we need to make sure that we are keeping our furry guys safe and chemical free. The reason that we think this is very, very important is because of how the traditional or conventional flea and tick chemicals work. We've got
much to say.
Yes, a very ornery child today who is
He woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
total wrong side of the bed. Yeah, he did. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about how do the flea and tick chemicals work, and this applies to all of the conventional flea and tick chemicals that you may get from your vet. Please, 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 whatever you do not buy these types of chemicals from big box stores or when you just go and do it yourself. Those are the worst ones out there. But all of them, whether we apply them topically by dropping liquid on the back of the neck, or we have to give a pill, which BT dubs, we are advised to never touch these chemicals with our own skin. Yeah. But we're gonna ram it down our dog's throat and drop it on their neck. This is why we don't want to use these. They are pesticides. They are used to kill bugs. So how they work is the pesticide is designed to paralyze the insect's nervous system, and that then kills them. The pesticide does not know the difference between the insect's nervous system and your pet's nervous system. So how it behaves, what is that? Is that a bad thing that's happening up there?
Who? What?
I don't. It keeps saying something across the top.
I don't know. I was reading the comments.
Okay.
I will keep an eye open.
I'm losing my voice already, you guys, and I haven't even started my rant yet. Here's the other thing too. If you look up the ingredients that are used to make these flea and tick chemicals, and you look up the ingredients in Raid, Raid where we spray it on bugs to kill them, they have similar ingredients, and in some cases they have the same ingredients. So I know that nobody out there is going to spray their dog with Raid. So why are we throwing this crap down their throat and dropping it on their necks?
You're not even allowed to go in the grass after you use Raid or in the vicinity after using it, let alone literally putting it in their body and on themselves. It's
Yes.
terrible.
Yes. And it's so there's a couple things that you want to think about because if you saw our most recent TikTok and Reel where we were again talking about fleas and ticks and looking for natural ways to prevent fleas and ticks. If you're on our mailing list, you would have seen our most recent email that came out Wednesday talking about the dangers of these chemicals and why we want to look for natural options. 66.6% of pets who have used these different chemicals have experienced adverse reactions.
That's 2 out of 3.
2 out of every 3. 66.6% is a great percentage if it was like, I have a 66.6% chance to win the lottery. But if I had a 66.6% chance to die, I'm not taking it. Okay? Like, you're going to avoid those stats. And a lot of people are saying, well, no, it's perfectly safe, and my clinic tells me it's perfectly safe, and clinics are, of course, coming onto our pages saying, we treat thousands of pets with these chemicals, and nothing happens, and you're spreading misinformation. So to all of the naysayers, I will say, look up Project Jake. Project Jake was a study done by 8 independent veterinarians regarding the flea and tick chemicals. This was done before the FDA ever came out saying we have an issue here. And so for all of those who may work in the clinic and say there's nothing wrong with these, we give them all the time, that thing, what is that? You guys keep missing
I
it.
know, I was looking down at the bottom of the comments.
Okay, all right.
It says something like they can't. If you guys can't hear us,
No,
please let us know.
It's asking to something about making your live with other people, like inviting other people to be in your live with you.
So a non-issue.
For now. Okay, so okay. Where was I ranting?
You were ranting about
The independent study.
Yes.
And the FDA coming out with a warning. This study was done prior to the FDA coming out with their warning. But for those who have access to the actual boxes that these chemicals come in, the warning is on the box in the smallest of print ever. But the warning is there. The FDA is aware. When Project Jake, when the study was done, see, they can't hear us.
But then this person says, thank you for sharing all of this.
Queen
They
City
can't hear
Canine,
us.
so you can hear us. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Ignore the top. It doesn't know what it's talking about. It's fibbing.
I just want to, because like if I'm ranting for nobody, can you guys
We
hear
can
us?
hear you.
We can hear. Okay,
good.
Ignore TikTok. It doesn't know what it's talking
TikTok, what are
about.
you doing?
Oh,
You're
TikTok.
derailing us.
We can hear you fine.
Okay,
good.
awesome,
Multiple
perfect.
people
Okay.
saying they can hear
Okay,
us.
All right,
So
I'll simmer
TikTok
down.
is full of lies on the top. telling us.
Full of the same lies as the FDA. No, okay. so the study.
Those Canadian accents are loud and clear.
We're showing our true colors.
Our true north colors of red and white. A? Yeah, we don't even say that. I don't know. Only the hosers say A.
I say A a lot.
We
I
say
catch
it.
myself.
We say it a lot in Ontario. It's a big Ontario thing. We say A a lot.
Which we are located in Regina, Saskatchewan. I saw someone else ask.
Yes.
So-
And for those of you who only know of Toronto in Canada, we apologize. The rest of Canada apologizes for all the Torontarians and Ontarians. We try to recruit them so that they don't think they're the center of the universe.
We can't help ourselves.
That's where Bailey's from. Anyway, so when this independent study was done, when Project Jake was done, and these 8 veterinarians took their findings back to the FDA and said that over 1,000 dogs died from these chemicals. The FDA said, that's not really enough to put a warning out. Like, why isn't one enough? Lots of clinics too will tell you, or lots of naysayers who completely believe in these chemicals will tell you that unless your animal is predisposed to seizures, there is no issue. You don't have to worry about it. That is not true. And if you go through some of our TikToks where we talk about flea and tick, you will see all of the pet parents who said, I had a completely healthy dog until I gave them this pill, and then all of a sudden they started having seizures. Some of them had to be put down right away. There's lots of professionals out there who are not connecting the dots because of when the pill is given or the drops are put on and when the adverse reactions occur. Another reason that there are clinics or professionals out there who think there's nothing wrong with these pills is only 1% of adverse reactions are actually being reported. What we need to do if we experience, so we're seeing it again in the comments, healthy dog all of a sudden takes these pills, these chemicals, I don't even like calling them pills, and all of a sudden starts having seizures. When customers walk into our store and they tell me that there's a behavioral thing or a seizure or just something that they can't identify, but it's very strange, my first question is, have we taken a flea and tick chemical? And you'd be surprised how many people say yes.
Those neurological signs.
The neurological, and so why this happens, Lee, you want to explain the whole why the chemicals, when they go to the brain and all the things?
Yeah, so the chemicals, what they're made, the chemicals inside of it bind to fat. The brain is made up of 20% fat, and those chemicals bind to the fat and get through the blood-brain barrier into the brain, which causes all these effects, these seizures, behavior issues like aggression, all these neurological things, neuro, brain, all of these things. So, yeah.
This, and so if we experience, like I was telling the girls before we came live, anytime you are getting any type of, I'm going to say medicine, because I do not consider the flea and tick pill medicine. I consider it chemical. But I'm going to say medicine. Anytime you're getting some sort of medicine, vaccines, flea and tick, anything, and you see an adverse reaction, and you know your pet better than anybody else. You know when something is off. You know when they're just not themselves. And so you will also know that you just went to the clinic and you got Simparica, Bravecta, whatever. Anytime you see an adverse reaction, you need to notify your clinic so that you report that. You then need to reach out to the company, and there are great clinics out there, do not get me wrong. But I was telling the girls, when Zainer got his first vaccine, he had an adverse reaction. And I contacted the clinic and they said, it's normal, that's totally fine, don't even worry about it. If he's acting like this in 24 or 48 hours, whatever it was, bring him in. I'm freaking out because I know my dog and he was having an adverse reaction and they were not concerned. And like I said to the girls, where do you think my report went? Nowhere. But I did not know that I also not only should notify my clinic that my animal has had an adverse reaction, I need to notify the manufacturer of whatever he's been given. And I need to notify the FDA. I need to tell the powers that be that this has occurred. But today, only 1% of adverse reactions to flea and tick chemicals are being reported. And again, when the FDA thinks, well, 1,000 dogs dying isn't really cause to ring the alarm bells, which in my opinion it absolutely is, like we know there's an issue. And again, so the step that they took is they put a little tiny text warning on the box. But again, I think the biggest telltale sign here is do not touch these things with your own skin.
Yeah.
But make your dog eat it as a flavorful, chewable. Yeah, great. So they made pesticide taste like candy for dogs. Awesome. It doesn't mean it's good for them and doesn't mean it's not going to hurt them, because it obviously is. The first thing that we want to do, we're going to look at, okay, what are our natural options? What we need to figure out is the first thing we have to do when we're talking about how we're going to try to prevent fleas and ticks. And be very clear, I say prevent because even if you give your dog the preventative, that is what it is, it doesn't stop them from getting fleas and ticks. It causes the insects to die if they bite your animal because the poison is running through their bloodstream. That's how it prevents fleas and ticks. Your dog is a walking can of Raid, and when the insects bite your animal, they die because they ingest the poison that is running through your dog's bloodstream. So the first thing we need to do is we need to assess our own level of risk, where we live. For us, in Regina, Saskatchewan, we have a short tick season, really. It's about 2 months.
Especially when it snows
in
April. Ay, ay, ay. So, flea, tick, and heartworm, we've got a shorter season because, well, they don't. I mean, I suppose there could be some warrior ticks out there that are living in the snow, but for the most part, they need certain temperatures. Heartworm is the same. It needs certain temperatures. Heartworm almost has to be a perfect storm in order for our dog. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, so don't come at me hating on me because I'm saying heartworm has to be a perfect storm, but it really does. It has to be an infected female mosquito that bites your dog, and it has to be a certain temperature consistently for, I think it's 14 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the heartworm, your dog's body has to naturally not fight off the parasite that has been in the egg that is in the heart, and that thing has to come to, what is the word, gestation?
Has to gestate. Yeah.
And then become heartworm. So there's a lot of factors that go into play. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Obviously, it does happen, or we wouldn't be talking about it. But it's not like it can just happen because a mosquito flew near your dog's head. Like, it doesn't happen.
It's not mosquito heartworm.
No.
It's a storm. It's a perfect storm.
Yeah. So we want to assess our risk. Do you have ticks, fleas, and mosquitoes all year round where you live? Are they really bad, or you see the odd one here or there? What I thought was really weird is I live in Regina, Saskatchewan, where our provincial bird is the mosquito. And the one time that I've taken Zane down to Phoenix a couple times, and the first time I was taking him down, that was the very first time and only time my old vet ever talked to me about heartworm. And I'm like, oh my God, what is heartworm? I didn't own a store at the time. I was just a regular pet parent who only knew as much as I knew. And she said, wow, when you're going to places with mosquitoes, you have to fight heartworm. Oh my goodness, give me the heartworm pill. I did all the things. I don't want my dog to die in Phoenix. Phoenix? I don't know. Do people who live in Phoenix even spell mosquito? There's no mosquitoes in Phoenix. We have mosquitoes here, but they never talked to me about heartworm until I was going to Phoenix. So, anyways, Zaner has had flea and tick pills, has had heartworm pills, because I didn't know any better. I just trusted when I was going for my appointments that they were doing everything that they should be for my animal. And I would take him home and give him these little treats that were chemicals. I had no idea what they were. So this is another reason why we want to make sure pet parents everywhere know the risks associated with going and getting those flavored chews to prevent fleas and ticks or heartworm. Okay, so there are a couple things. Sorry, I'm ranting. Lee,
That's okay.
Do you have anything to add, Bailey?
Anyone who's asking questions, I am reading them, and we will circle back because some of the questions that are being asked are things that we are 100% going to be touching on. So bear with us if we don't answer your question right away. I promise we are not ignoring you. We are definitely going to circle back to some of these, and we will get them answered. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah. I just want to say knowledge is power. We just want everyone to be informed. It's not just a mystery pill that you can't touch that you're feeding to your pet. We want you to know what's in it. We want informed decisions. We want pet parents to have that knowledge, just like I want to have that knowledge about my health and the medication that I'm taking. We want to have that knowledge in what we're giving to our pets as well. And sometimes it's Pet parents don't get that.
And think about that too. For us, if we were going to our doctor and they were prescribing anything,
We do our research.
we do our research. We ask questions. What are their side effects? What can I expect? Will it make me nauseous? Well, all of the things.
Yeah.
But we don't usually, for the most part, we don't ask those same questions when it comes to our pets.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, I have to give him this 3 times a day, and he has to have it with food. Done. And I made that mistake with my big dogs too, and I saw a very adverse reaction. And I went to vet after vet in our city, and nobody would help me with this. But right then and there, I vowed to myself, and again, I didn't own the store at that time, but when I saw what this medicine did to my animal, right then and there, I thought, no matter what I ever get prescribed again, I will research before I commit to purchasing anything. And now that I own the store, I look for natural options wherever I can.
I'm just going to touch on this one question
Yes.
that's being asked. This person wants to know what we have to say about the negative comments about natural alternatives. At the end of the day, we're definitely not sitting here saying that we're vets. We want pet parents to be informed and make informed decisions about the things that they're putting into their pet's body. If you know what your risks are and you still choose to go to your vet and give those medications, that's your decision.
Chemicals?
Yes, those chemicals, that's your decision. But we're just here to help pet parents make informed decisions, that there are natural alternatives out there that they can give to their dogs instead of relying specifically on what they're being told by their vet.
And so that takes us back to where we were talking about, like, assessing your risk. So for people who live where we live in Regina, Saskatchewan, you want to be diligent during our 2-month tick season.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that if I was giving chemicals, and that is your choice, as Bailey just said. If I was giving chemicals, I still don't need to give Zane a chemical 12 months of the year.
February minus 40, I think the ticks are dead.
Right? So
I would hope.
I
If
would
they're
hope
not
also.
dead, we have some.
they are warrior ticks. Then.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We've got bigger issues.
And they wear sunglasses. And they look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. No. So last year, when we started sharing this information, we had several of our customers come and go, oh my God, I have been giving my dog 4 tick pills a year, so every 3 months. We have winter for 11 months in Saskatchewan. So there is no need in our particular area. We need to be diligent during tick season. So Zaner, as of tomorrow, he will start wearing his amber collar when we start going for walks, when it does warm up. He's going to wear his amber collar so that we can get it charged up and ready for tick season. And we can explain that a little bit later. Then when we start walking and there is the potential for ticks and mosquitoes and all those nasty little springtime pests that are out there, he will wear his bandana with his essential oil bug spray. He will wear his tickless device, which is an ultrasonic, it sends out ultrasonic waves to deter fleas, ticks, and dust mites. And I will wear my tickless, and his shampoo for tick season will switch to Super Dog, which is an insect repellent shampoo. I will be diligent, and then we also have the tick tornado that I can go through and I can find if there are any ticks. I can get them out of him. Doing our tick checks, making sure, just like we do, if we go hiking in the summer, before we crawl into bed at night, or before we come into the cabin, we're going to do a tick check. Just like when we get out of the lakes and we check for leeches, like we check for bugs on ourselves, we need to check for them on them too.
Coming from rural Saskatchewan farm, every time you come in, it's full tick check, and I will not have a tick on me. You bet your butt I'm not sleeping with a tick on me. So full tick check. Every human gets a full tick check. So every animal gets a full tick check.
And I mean, the other thing with us is if we are using some sort, and we don't recommend that you use chemical bug sprays on yourself either because they're still toxic for your pets. I use the same stuff that Zane uses, which is a pet safe essential oil. That is what I use for my bug spray. But even if I did use like a Deep Woods Off or something like that, I'm going to shower every day when I spray this gunk on me.
How yucky it is at the end of the day, and you're like, why am I still tacky?
Yeah,
Ugh.
and stink, and and they do not bathe every day. So to put chemicals like that on them, please don't ever put people bug spray on your animals, ever. And I can put the essential oils on Zane if I want to, and I have, and I do. I'll, depending on how long his fur is what determines whether or not I'm going to put it right on him. So I take my essential oils, I rub it on my hands, and it goes all under his undercarriage and up and down his legs, not near his eyes or face. Or I can put it on a bandana, and I put that on him if his fur is a little bit longer because it's essential oil. So he gets a little bit greasy if he's longer fur, right?
He's a star. He has to look
Good all the time.
I have to wait. I got a quick story. We went to the gas station, and of course Zaner likes to bark at all the guys who are going to come fill the tank.
Yeah.
And the one guy said, "Sorry, you're going to get yelled at." And the guy says, "This dog is allowed to yell at anybody. He's a movie star. I see him on TV all the time."
Oh my god! Zane!
So he's totally a little celebrity in town, right? So he's got to look his best. He can't be looking all greasy, full of oils.
Everyone who's asking about the essential oils and about other natural preventatives, we are going to go in and touch on all of those, so just bear with us. We are definitely going to get to those.
Are you saying we're rambling, TikTok?
I am not saying
No
that.
way! Not us! We would never!
We have
I'm just
11
letting
sticky
people know.
notes, you guys, and I haven't left the first one. So, and there's
Buckle
a big
up!
Buckle up. Yes. Okay. So assessing risk is important, and if you live in a highly populated tick, mosquito, flea infested nation, wherever you might be, if the bugs are really bad and you have to do chemicals, we are also going to talk about chemicals that are generally safe that if you're going to do this, we suggest doing a bit of a blended protocol. And we'll explain what we mean by a blended protocol and what we want to do if we have to use chemicals.
Someone just called you the queen of rants.
It's true! Who is this? Who said this?
It's Man the Bear.
Manda Bear. That's what I'm known for, I guess. Rant pants. But yeah, so we'll get into that with what a blended protocol looks like, and if you must use chemicals, which ones are generally accepted as safe. Okay, I'm all over the place. Where are we going here?
You were here.
I was? Oh, yes. Well,
Yes.
I'm all over the place. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the things that we can do in our diet that are natural foods, herbs, oils that we can use in our food. The reason that diet becomes very, very important in the war on ticks and fleas and heartworm is because a strong immune system is what's going to help us naturally fight off these bugs. I guarantee you there's no wolves out there running around with Bravecto falling out their mouth. They're eating a biologically appropriate diet. They're eating a species appropriate diet, and they've got a strong immune system. So we want to replicate that strong immune system as much as possible. Fleas, again, not that it cannot happen, but fleas typically go after the weak and the sick. Hi there. Fleas typically go after the weak and the sick. You don't usually see fleas or a flea infestation on healthy animals. So keeping our bodies healthy, keeping our immune system strong, very important. So there are some foods that we can add to the diet. I mean, you can do this all year round, but especially when we're in the midst of combating springtime pests. So, you want to talk about some of those things? Because I'm all over the place again.
Yeah,
They don't keep me on track, you guys. They're supposed to keep me on track.
I'm sorry, and I rely on TikTok to keep me on track. Help me. So some really easy foods that we can add in right from the fridge. I am going to say it like this because it bugs Carly. Asparagus.
And for those of you who don't know what that is, asparagus. Asparagus.
It's a funny way to say it. I like to say it like that. Asparagus, dandelion greens and roots, and dark leafy greens like kale, spinach, beet tops. Yes.
Where did I put those? I put them somewhere. Oh, right there.
Oh, I got all three.
Yeah. Boom.
And garlic. Super easy. Fresh garlic in the appropriate amount for your pet size, which
Yes.
we talked about in myths a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that.
Yep. So garlic, fleas and ticks do not like the scent of garlic. So again, garlic is something that we can safely add to our pet's diet. There is obviously a lot of controversy about it because everybody's like, oh, onions are toxic. And yes, they are, but garlic is not. But as Lee said, fresh garlic from the earth. We're not doing garlic oils, garlic salts,
Powders.
garlic powders, garlic extracts. Those are all very concentrated forms of garlic, and we cannot then control the dosage. We want to feed fresh garlic from the earth. And typically, I've got it written down, there we go, half teaspoon for every 20 pounds of dog weight, no more than 2 cloves per day. So if you've got a huge dog, you can do your 2 cloves per day. I've got a 5-pound dog, so I'm going to do a quarter of a half of a teaspoon. What is that, a 16th?
A quarter of a half is an
Whatever. I'm not here to do math. But I will figure it out. So I could literally put garlic in Zane's dish. He's already getting dandelion greens in his meal because tick season is coming, so he's getting dandelion greens. He's getting dandelion greens as well. Oh, look at Bailey has dandelion
Bailey's back.
I'm back. I have some.
Yes. So dandelion greens, something that we do sell in store. Dandelion greens is also really good to support the kidneys. So Zaner gets dandelion greens, and right now he's getting them not only to support kidneys, but also to boost his immunity. Another thing that we can do to boost our immunity, you guys have heard us say this before. Sorry, you guys, it's backwards.
I know people wanted to screenshot it, so I'm just gonna hold it
there we
here
go.
for a second. Also, you do not need to be taking notes if you don't want to. We will post this on Facebook and on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so as soon as we're done lives, you guys, because TikTok doesn't keep lives, it's always on our Facebook page, but if it's easier for you to find, we always upload our lives to YouTube, so you can always go onto YouTube and find it. But something that Zaner gets all the time.
My favorite food.
Is it?
Mushrooms.
Oh, I thought you were going to say soy.
Oh yeah, soy too. Okay, they're tied.
Mushrooms, any type of variety of mushrooms that I can get into Zaner's dish. What do we have here? We've got
Lion's mane and
lion's mane and chaga.
and then this is a mushroom mix.
Yeah, I got a reflection over here. Sorry, TikTok. There you go. And Facebook, lion's mane and chaga mushrooms.
And this is a multi-blend, just of a bunch.
We also carry turkey tail mushrooms. And you guys hold on to your purry socks. We are bringing in 4 more different mushroom supplements. Mushrooms are fantastic for boosting immunity, keeping an immune system strong. Mushrooms, certain species of mushrooms also have cancer-fighting properties. So they help to replenish and rebuild white blood cells. So if we've got a furry guy who's fighting the C word, pet, I don't even like to say it, and I did, but if we've got a furry guy fighting the C word, turkey tail mushrooms, get them in the diet. But to help, so Zaner gets some sort, and fresh mushrooms too. Mushrooms are, again, a little bit controversial because in one species, mushrooms can kill you or mushrooms can heal you with their medicinal properties. So this is why mushrooms are a little bit controversial. But if you can buy the mushroom in your grocery store, meaning that you can eat it, so can your pets.
Cremini, white button, shiitake, oyster.
Turkey tail, lion's mane.
Have I ever bought those? Oh, but recently got a grow your own mushroom kit, and I could have got lion's mane. Maybe I'll go back and I'll go buy a lion's mane one. But I got a shiitake one, so I'll be growing my own mushrooms. So I'll keep you posted if anyone cares.
It's gonna be Lee's mushroom mania. She'll be selling them from the house.
I'll be doing lives at my house, and these mushrooms are 2 days old, and come back tomorrow for the update
when they're 3 days old. So mushrooms, you guys, fantastic immunity booster. Great addition to your bowl any time of the year. Like I said, Zaner gets some variety of mushrooms every single day. He gets fresh mushrooms when I have them in the house. He gets mushroom supplement all the other times. Mushrooms. Did we say MCT oil?
We did not. I did not say that one.
So MCT oil or even coconut oil. What Lee talked about at the beginning, that the brain is 20% fat and these chemicals from flea and tick stick to fat. So this is why they breach the blood-brain barrier. This is why they cause neurological issues, because these chemicals are getting into the brain. Coconut oil and MCT oil, and coconut has MCT oils in it, but these are good to remove the toxins from the body naturally.
Get them to bind to that instead of to this.
That's exactly good. There. That's exactly how you should say it, and I wouldn't get there that quick. So coconut oil, if we're doing coconut oil, 1 teaspoon per 20 pounds twice daily. This is what we would feed if we were doing coconut oil. And you want to do the oils gradually, because oils can also be a little bit of a laxative. So if we automatically just start putting oils into the diet, we might, same thing with like a fish oil. We might see some loose poops because the body is going, holy cap, what is this? Oil. Okay? So, but you would do 1 teaspoon per 20 pounds twice daily. Gradually get there. So do less of that to start. And MCT oil is 1 teaspoon. MCT oil is half a teaspoon per 10 pounds or half a tablespoon per 30 pounds. And again, we want to start slowly.
Gonna be a beat down. Beat down.
There's a puppy. There's a poop in the house.
Get over here.
Sorry, totally distracted by a dog right now.
There's mayhem.
There's mayhem at the
There's mayhem in House of Paws.
So yeah, half a teaspoon for 10 pounds. Hi, baby. Half a teaspoon for every 10 pounds or half a tablespoon for every 30 pounds. Again, starting slowly while we're introducing those things. But we say that all the time. Do everything nice and slow, all transitions nice and slow. So
We got more hoons coming in, it looks like.
more hounds?
Okay, sorry guys. Okay, some other kind of natural options that we can use to prevent with regards to diet or oils that we would use. And I'm just gonna spiel these off quickly. Ginger, because we've already talked about some of them. Ginger, dandelion leaves, garlic, thyme, peppermint oil, cedar oil, lavender, lemongrass, rose geranium, neem, coconut oil. So we kind of talked about some of those. But those are all natural options that we can include to help us fight fleas and ticks. Now I'm out of breath, you guys, because I was chasing the beast. And now he's going to go off like an alarm system. We got some cute puppers coming in. Sorry. Oh, and Anna. Okay. So the other thing that we can do, hello. The other thing that we can do is we can help put preventatives in our yard. So we can make our yards inhospitable, am I using the words right? We can make our yards not a nice place for fleas and ticks to hang out. We can do this by putting in deer-resistant plants like lavender, sage, hi there, mint, wormwood, rosemary, or marigold. These are all plants that deers, oh my goodness, they're beautiful. These are all plants that deer don't like, and we know that ticks a lot of times come from deer. We can also use, and we are going to put together our kind of favorite options for a pesticide and herbicide-free yard care. So we're going to use natural things to keep our yard weed and pest free, and we can use natural options to do that. I ripped out my grass because I didn't want to keep using weed control with him. So I replaced all of my grass with artificial turf. Always an option if you're looking for ways to keep your yard kind of weed and pest free. Now, Zaner, bit of a city slicker, so he's not out there roaming the woods, and I can kind of control the environment that he's in. So if we can do that, naturally, we can help to prevent or avoid or eliminate the fleas and ticks. I'm going to... Yes. M is saying it makes me sad there's no regulation that protect our babies. You're telling me. Because anything goes. Anything goes. So we wouldn't eat pesticides, and we wouldn't wear pesticides for months at a time. This is when we go back to our assessing the risk. If in your area ticks are the only thing that you have to worry about, if you're going to use some sort of a chemical treatment, then you're only going to get a chemical treatment that is to prevent ticks. You are not going to get some chemical that fights every bug under the sun. That's overkill. If ticks are the only thing that you have to battle, then you're only going to get a pill that is going to prevent against ticks. You are also going to, again, keeping in mind your tick season. If your tick season is 2 to 3 months long, you are not going to get a preventative that lasts for 12 months. Because what happens is that chemical stays in the system for 12 months. It takes 12 months to start coming out of the system. And once it's in, you can't get it out. So if you were to give your pet these chemical pesticides and they have an adverse reaction, it's too late. You need to get to the vet. There is nothing that you can do naturally to help once you've put that chemical in them. So if they have an adverse reaction and it's already in their bloodstream or it's already in them because they've ingested it, you've got to get to the vet. Okay, if we need to do a blended protocol, so we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. If we're going to do a blended protocol, because we're in an area where ticks are really bad or mosquitoes are really bad, you, as much as you can, we're going to try to do natural stuff. So maybe we're using a natural bug spray to try to prevent, and maybe we're going to do some sort of a chemical treatment, again, for the shortest amount of time possible, and only to fight the bugs that you have in your area. Not the super pill that fights every bug under the sun. Only the bugs that you're fighting. Then we're going to do a detox, because the kidneys and the liver are the organs in the body that are going to try to eliminate this poison, this toxin from our animals' systems. So we want to support those organs. So maybe we're doing, again, a natural bug spray, and then we're doing, oh my goodness. Where was it? We had accidents. Thank you, you too. So we're going to use our natural bug spray. Maybe we have to do the chemical pill, but then we can include the natural things that we've talked about into the diet, and we're going to detox the liver for sure. So one of the best ways we can detox the liver is with using milk thistle. Milk thistle is a herb that is an amazing liver regenerative, restorative, repairing herb that can help us heal a harmed liver. Okay, so milk thistle is one of the ways that we can detox. Again, We talked about the coconut oil and the MCT, so that we're putting a fat into the body that the chemical will then latch onto instead of going to the brain. That can help. That's going to help detox. Curcumin is another way that we can help, and you've likely seen golden paste. Turmeric, curcumin, they kind of go hand in hand. So golden paste into your pet's food, that can help too. Broccoli sprouts is another way that we can detox. These are not fresh broccoli sprouts. Sorry, you guys. I know there's a glare and it's backwards, but this is carnivore florifor. And this is their ground organic sprouted seeds that also includes chia and broccoli sprouts. So broccoli sprouts, fresh broccoli sprouts, if you can grow your own or you do grow your own, get those into the diet. Asparagus. Asparagus is another way that we can help detox. Dandelion leaves, we talked about. Dark leafy greens, which Lee said, the kale, the beet tops, and the spinach. So this is before and after. If we have to do chemical, we want to get these things into the diet. We definitely want to detox. Detox, detox, detox. If you have to use chemicals, make sure you detox. Now, a lot of people ask, what about heartworm? What about heartworm? What about heartworm? So we kind of talked at the beginning about how it's not that it can't happen. It obviously does. But heartworm almost needs to be a perfect storm. But there is something that you can do, because the fear with like heartworm and Lyme disease is that if your animal tests positive for it, they have it. If they test positive for it, it means they've been exposed to it. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are infected with it. So what you can do, kind of beginning and ending of tick season, is you can ask your vet for what is called a 4DX test. So 4 Alpha, Beta, Charlie, Delta 4 Delta X-ray, 4DX. You're going to ask for that 4DX test. And that is going to give you the information to understand if there's been exposure. And if there has been exposure, your vet will help you treat that. At the end of the tick season, you can follow up with what is called a QC6 test. And this is kind of your bookend, the beginning and end of tick season, to verify if there's any potential heartworm issues. Because if it's caught soon enough, and if you're doing 2 tests a year, you're catching it soon enough. If there's any, if it's caught soon enough, it can be treated. If we leave it too long and we're not testing, that's when we get into the big problems with it. Got anything to add? You don't know where I'm at. I have no idea what's going on. Okay.
But yeah, just testing regularly for heartworm, because it has to be that perfect storm. And if we're testing regularly, we can catch it early if that perfect storm has happened, or if we've just been exposed. So, yeah.
So, the natural products that I use with Zaner, the natural products that we recommend, hi there, we talked about, he's not wearing his today, but this is what he wears. This is his Baltic Amber collar, okay? So this will go on tomorrow. He will start wearing his Baltic Amber collar because we have to charge it up. And we say the amber collars are kind of more like a necklace, right? This is not, it's called a collar, but it is not a collar that you would attach a leash to and off you go walking. Or if our pup is roughhousing with one of his buddies, we're going to take the collar off because it is more like jewelry. It's not durable like a nylon collar. It's more like jewelry. So we refer to it as a necklace. The way that the amber collars work is as they lay against the fur, they start to create a slight static charge. Not that he can feel, not that I can feel. But that static charge prevents bugs, fleas and ticks, from being able to latch onto the fur. Okay. The other thing that an amber collar does, again, we don't smell it, but it emits a bit of a pheromone that fleas and ticks don't like. So amber, completely natural. Okay. So that's the first thing that we do. The second thing, again, I know this is going to be backwards for you guys. This is called F off bugs. Okay, F off bugs. And this is a pet safe essential oil blend. This is what I use for myself for my bug spray. I do not use chemicals on myself or him. And so this bug spray, and I can smell it through the bottle. It smells so delicious, you guys. It is all pet safe, natural, essential oils, high quality oils. There's conflicting information out there that essential oils aren't safe for pets. They are if we know what we're looking for. One, we always want to make sure that we're doing quality oils. Organic if we can get them. We don't want to whip off to the big box store and go buy the cheapest oil that we can find and throw it on our dog. That is not what we're saying. We want to make sure that the oil is pet safe. And one of the best resources that you can go to, Dr. Melissa Shelton, I believe. I may be wrong on that name, you guys. It's not on the top of my head. But she is a vet who has dedicated her life to researching and using essential oils with pets. Animal EO. That's her website. Animal EO. Essential oil. Animal EO. You go there and you can see what essential oils are safe for pets, what is not recommended. You can even order from her. Her products are fantastic. So that's what we're using for our bug spray. And it smells delicious, you guys. And this bottle, I have been using this for 3 seasons, and you can't see. Anyways, it doesn't even look like anything's gone, because that's how little I have to use. I literally put 3 drops in my hand. I rub Zayner's undercarriage, or I put it on his bandana, and the rest goes on me. So it goes on my legs, my face, my arms, all the things. It lasts so long. So if your dog is bigger than a 5-pounder, of course, you're probably going to use a little bit more oil, but it still lasts a really long time. Third thing that we do. Okay. Third thing we do, again, I apologize, it's backwards, I've got a glare, there we go, TikTok. This is called Tickless. Okay? So what Tickless is, you can see there in the package. It's just a little black tag. Okay? This little tag creates an ultrasonic wave that deters bugs. It repels bugs, fleas, ticks, dust mites. The ultrasonic waves are what deter. Oh, there we go. Bailey's here.
I'm back.
It deters the bugs. So this tag is a little large for Zayner. And Tickless does make a small dog option, which I've asked our distributor to bring in. So fingers crossed we can get that. But what I do today with Zane's Tickless is I put it on his leash about 10 inches away from him. Then I wear my own Tickless, because this is the one made for people. And so this just attaches to your waistband, but it works the same. No chemicals, no harmful stuff. It is literally emitting that ultrasonic wave that repels the fleas, ticks, and dust mites. Pets, so you see that little red tag in there? That's how we activate the Tickless device, is we pull that tag and it starts working. But it's good for a year. People ones, same thing. There's a little red tag. We pull that and the device is activated. People ones are good for 2 years. Pets ones are good for 1 minute. Okay? The other thing that we do, again, I know it's backwards, Super Dog. This is insect repellent shampoo. So during tick season, this is the shampoo that we use. Woo. And then we do the things with the diets. We've got the dandelions, we've got the mushrooms. And then I know that people are going to say, well, why are you using all of these things? And the reason, hi there, the reason that we want to use multiple approaches when we're doing natural preventatives is because these things, all of them, as I grab them out again, none of them are potent, which means that they are not harmful. They cannot hurt your animal. When we use chemicals, they're extremely potent. That is why there is a risk associated, because we're literally putting pesticides into their bloodstream. We're not doing that with natural products. That is why we want to double, triple, quadruple. I don't know what the word is for 5, but as many different things as we can do. Plus, take the necessary precautions in your yard if you can, using some sort of natural sprays instead of chemical sprays. During tick season, I'm very diligent too about keeping Zaner walking on the sidewalks, walking on cement, not walking, because grass, you guys, for him, grass is up to his belly no matter what time of the year it is. So I don't let him go cruising through a lot of grass during tick season. He's more kept to cement. So I'm just doing all of these different things to avoid having to put chemicals into his system or pesticides. Again, it is entirely your choice. If you decide I must use chemicals, then as we said, look for the chemical that will only fight the bug you're trying to fight. Look for the shortest duration chemical that you can get. Don't get a 12-month tick pill if your tick season is only 2 months. Get the shortest duration you can. Be sure you detox after the fact, before and after you do a chemical application of any type. Prepare the body to ingest this pesticide and then help the body remove it as best as possible. Okay, you guys, I have ranted now for an hour. I'm going to take a look. Okay. Not what we're talking about today, but I do want to address this because Canada, yay Canada, just came out with a study that was done. So everybody knows about the whole grain-free, grain-inclusive debate and the nonsense that came out saying grain-free is harmful and will hurt your dog's heart. No, it will not. Their grains do not support a heart. Taurine supports a heart. Taurine is an amino acid that we only find in meat. And that is what supports our heart. Or feeding heart muscle. That is what supports organ. That is what supports a heart. There was then the grain inclusive guys came and said, well, legumes and pea protein prevent the absorption of taurine. The study has just been released. It was done in Canada, conveniently funded by Mars and Champion. Now that Mars owns one of the most popular grain-free foods, that has been disproven as well. There is nothing harmful about peas or legumes in your pet's food. It is just a binder, a starch, small source of plant protein. Do not be concerned that it will prevent taurine absorption. Okay, I just have to. What is the difference between human and pet tickless? There isn't really a difference aside from theirs lasts for a year and ours lasts for 2 years. But there isn't a difference in the technology or how it works. We have a couple customers last year, they live out on acreages, And they, of course, the year before, they said, oh my God, like there was ticks on our dog every time we tried to bring them in the house. They started using the tickless last year, and they're like, he has not had one tick all year long. So I realize that that is anecdotal information. What I do know is that this is a safe alternative to sticking pesticides in my dog. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my own tickless. I'm going to do the essential oils. I'm going to do the amber collar. I'm going to do my shampoo. I'm going to boost his diet with a bunch of immunity boosting foods. These are so multiple layered approach when we're doing natural, because it's not potent. It's not harmful. This is why we have to have that multi-layered approach. Ooh. Where can you find the F off bug spray? We sell this. This is actually locally made by one of our local vendors who lives about 45 minutes away from us in Indian Head. And she is a certified herbologist. Is that a word? I don't know. She knows all of the things about herbs and
Oils and
herbs, oil, there was something else. Anyways, so this is a natural product that we sell here, and we get it locally. I did not look at Facebook questions.
hey,
I think I
is
got to the bottom of
the
TikTok.
MCT oil for humans suitable for dogs?
Well, yeah, I can't see why it wouldn't be. We don't sell MCT oil. So coconut oil, they can eat the same coconut oil that we do. You just want to be gradual with including oils into the food.
Yeah. Can we get these from your website? Yes. Everything that we have talked about is available on our website for you to purchase. Is tickless as effective as ingested chemicals?
No natural product is going to be, and this is not at you, no natural product is going to be as effective as a chemical, because the chemical is literally designed to kill things. These are not designed to kill. These are designed to repel and to help us help them naturally avoid putting those lethal pesticides and chemicals into their bodies.
Okay, we've got questions on the Facebook.
Okay.
Do any of these products have ivermectin in them? I found out this is toxic to herding breeds. What is ivermectin?
So that is, we would have to look at all of the ingredients, but that sounds very familiar. And so we would have to do some more research before I said yes or no definitely, but it sounds very familiar, and I'm wondering if that's one of the ingredients.
Yeah, we can send you a message in regards to this after we do some researching. Is rosemary a good preventative?
Yeah.
And then, oh gosh. Is there a natural, harmless spray you can use in your yard to keep fleas and ticks away?
Oh, stay tuned, Miss Claudia Cooper. There's a couple recipes that I have used personally. I've made my own natural weed killer out of cinnamon essential oil, orange, vinegar. There was one more thing in there. Anyways, I'm going to share those recipes. And this weed killer, like, it works like a darn within an hour. So again, before I knew anything, and I just thought that I was being safe for him and protecting the earth, I made this natural weed killer for my backyard, but in the areas where he didn't go, I was using Roundup. Don't do that. Roundup drags for over 100 feet. So even if I'm spraying it in areas he doesn't go to, it will still get to him. So anyways, in comparison, I sprayed the weeds in my backyard with this natural weed killer that I made, and it works like a darn in the sun. So if you've got full sun, in 1 hour, those plants had shriveled up. In 4 hours, they had shriveled up to almost nothing. By the next day, they were pretty much gone. Now, again, it's a natural weed killer. It's not chemicals. So it kills the plant, what is above the earth. It does not go down and kill the root. At this time, when I was using it, my natural stuff where he was, and I thought I was doing good by using unnatural stuff where it didn't go. The Roundup took more than 7 days for those plants to even look like they were sprayed. And the natural stuff I took pictures. I couldn't believe how quick it was happening.
That's crazy.
Right? So we're going to share those recipes because we've got some natural kind of bug sprays for your yard as well as natural weed killers. We're going to share that information so that you guys have that. I did want to say too, if we have to use a chemical, the ones that are considered generally safe, I still would avoid them. But if you must use a chemical, for fleas and ticks, Frontline, Advantage 2 only. Advantage has a couple different options. Advantage 2, Cap Star, which I have never heard of. I'm not even sure if we have it in Canada.
I'm not sure.
I've
heard of
that.
Frontline and Advantage.
And Vectra 3D, I have not heard of either, but so those 4 for flea and ticks, if we must use chemicals, Frontline, Advantage 2, Capstar, and Vectra 3D. For heartworm, if we must do a heartworm preventative, and again, I have not heard of this one, Interceptor, Heart Guard, Inverheart. Okay, Interceptor for heartworm, Heart Guard, Inverheart. Again, remember, these are chemicals. We do not sell them. Do not buy your stuff from any stores when it comes to this flea and tick and heart. Those are lethal. If you must do chemicals, those are considered generally safe. You are still going to want to detox. Mm-hmm. There is still risk associated with those because they are still chemicals. But they come out of I can never say this word, you guys, the isolizin family. That's where the really harmful chemicals are. Isolizin.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the Brevectas and the Simparicas and what else did I say there? Did I write them down?
No.
No, of
you
course
didn't.
I didn't write those ones down.
And these ones that we are saying are generally safe. This is information that we have gotten. Oh, sorry. I'm just like talking to no one. This is information that we've gotten from Dr. Karen Becker and Rodney Habib. So it's not just we're pulling it out of space.
Yeah.
It is information that we have got directly from Dr. Karen Becker and Rodney Habib. So
and
it
Dr.
is
Jean Dodds as well as Dr. Judy Morgan.
Yes.
And Dr. Jean Dodds and Dr. Judy Morgan were 2 of the 8 vets that did the Project Jake study. So these are the ones that they're saying, if you must, this is what you're going to look at.
So this is like vetted information that is coming from.
Pun intended.
Yeah, that was a good one. I didn't even mean to do that. But information that you can know that this is like from vets saying this. So hopefully that is helpful in some way if you feel that you still really, really want to stick to the chemicals. These are the ones that are generally a little bit safer. Forever Dog is my Bible.
Yeah, ours
I love
too.
it.
My puppy is 4 months old, 27 pounds. How much seeds and how often should I do seeds?
So they were talking about pumpkin seeds. They were having a conversation about pumpkin seeds.
Okay. Google pheromones and guidance. Okay, so I think we got everything there.
We did.
Look at that. I thought, we'll do it for an hour, but I thought we'd be here forever, you guys.
Did we talk about the I mean, I haven't been here. I've been doing
We
other
did
things.
talk about the
Okay.
detox. We talked about the yard deterrents. You guys, we will put together the information around natural options for weed killers and insect repellents in your yard.
We could do a little pop view on this, post some informational stuff.
I guess we're doing Hop U. Bailey has just volunteered. The next Hop U that we actually have coming up is all about anxiety.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yes. So that is what week in May?
We're doing it the 10th, 11th, and 12th.
So 10th, 11th, and 12th of May is our next Hop U session, where it will be a 3-day course on anxiety and all of the ways that we can help little furry guys who have anxiety. This weekend, tomorrow, Zainer and I head out to Calgary to go to Pet Canada's Western Pet Industry Trade Show. So we'll be there for the weekend. I've already got my eyes on a bunch of new stuff that I want to bring back into the store.
I'm so excited.
This will be our 4-year anniversary. It was 4 years ago this month. 2 days ago, I think, because it was 4 years ago, or 3 days ago, whatever it was, that Zainer and I headed out to our first ever trade show before House of Paws even opened. So this is, I love the fact that we're going back there again. We just drive to Calgary, it's about 6 hours away. We go, we talk to all of our existing brands, we talk to new brands. So I'm really excited about that. Next weekend, if you are a Platinum Paws Club member, we have our first 5th Saturday sale. You bring your reusable tote. Anything that you can fit in your tote is 20% off. That is next Saturday. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek for May.
Oh, this is a good question. It is off topic, so I will wait un momento.
Okay.
Until we answer it. But we will answer it, don't worry.
May 13th is National Dog Mom Day. So of course we are going to celebrate all of our beautiful dog mamas out there.
We sure are.
We are teaming up. Now watch for this information because it's coming out. We're just waiting for a little bit more detail. But we are going to team up. We are teaming up with the Cranky Leprechaun. If you have seen some of the Cranky Leprechaun stuff, it's beautiful. She makes gorgeous resin finished tumblers, coffee mugs, pens. She
Are you okay?
It's not COVID. Maybe it is. No, I'm kidding. Kidding. She also makes some really beautiful shirts and sweatshirts. So we are teaming up with the Cranky Leprechaun. We are throwing a dog mom doggy potty.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
No, it's mommy and me doggy potty. That's what it is.
Yes,
mommy
that's
and me.
what it is.
So you're gonna bring your furry baby down. The Cranky Leprechaun is going to either use a picture that you bring, or we will take a picture in store. They're going to put your beautiful little fur baby's face onto the mug of your choice.
Doesn't love a good mug.
Right?
I
Especially
love
with your
mugs.
furry guy on it. The furry guys are going to do some in-store painting so that you get your Mother's Day present from your babies.
So generous of them.
We're also going to have snacks for everybody, furry guys or non-furry guys. And Cranky Leprechaun is also going to bring a bunch of other dog merch that
You can buy
right here on site. The cups, the mugs, whichever one you choose, will be available 1 week after the event. So you can either come back and grab it, or you can go to her store and grab it in Emerald Park, or she will deliver your mug. She delivers mugs for $5. So that is coming out May 13th. So watch for that information. What is our good question off topic?
Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go back. I don't have to go. I have to go back. Off topic about raw feeding. My dog won't touch it because it's cold. Is it safe to let it get to room temperature?
Yes, but I mean, I guess, so my question, have all the dogs left?
Yes, there's no more dogs in here. Zane can be free.
You have legs. Okay, so my thing would be, how long would you let your own raw meat sit out before you decided to cook it? What I would do, instead of letting it sit and get to room temperature, is I would heat some bone broth. And I would pour my warmed up bone broth over my cold food, just to make it a little bit more non-cold temperature.
Anything to suggest I add to chicken/chicken bone broth to my homemade cat food? Something to, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart.
Anything to suggest I add to chicken broth?
Homemade cat foods. You want to add something to fortify it. You want to add something to make sure that you're getting all those vitamins, minerals.
Carnivore Florivore is an easy way to balance a raw diet. If you are, keep talking, Bailey.
Okay. Yeah, so it's making your own homemade food is fantastic. For some people, it can be a little bit more cost effective, but we want to make sure of the fortified.
Yeah, I thought we had some Omega Alpha.
No, we have some of the Thrive.
Oh, never mind. Okay, I went to the wrong place. There's 2 different products that we have that if you're making a raw food, you can add these vitamin supplements in order to balance, aside from carnivore.
Oh, this is like the worst glare.
I know, right?
It is called Fortify. It is made by Big Country Raw. It is under their supplements.
Thrive.
It is a complete source of vitamins and minerals that you need to make sure that you are feeding a balanced diet. Feeding them just plain meat isn't going to give them everything that they need for their food to be balanced, and you won't see anything really happen at first if you're feeding unbalanced. It'll take a couple months, and then you'll start noticing some pretty big issues. So we want to make sure that we are, fortifying their food and making sure that it is a balanced meal for them. I hope that was helpful. Oh gosh, oh no.
See, you guys always blame me.
No, that was sticky fingers. Oh, you guys are awesome. Oh, we appreciate that. We love when people tell us we're awesome.
Was he high? Yeah, right?
Thank you for answering my question.
I've got a very serious job here.
Okay, add carrots and pumpkin too.
Hey, you know what? If you're making your own homemade bone broth, the only thing you don't want to put in there is onions, really. Add your carrots, add your cinnamon, add your turmeric, add whatever you want. Just don't put onions in there. And avoid salt. I wouldn't put any salt.
Yes, no salt. Salt is a big no-no. Going to purchase that 100%. Thank you. We do sell it on our website, just FYI. I heard that putting warm bone broth removes the nutrients from raw food when it gets warm/hot.
No.
That is only if you're cooking the raw food, which we never recommend, cooking raw food.
And I have seen in some feeding groups where they're like, oh yeah, you can sear the raw patty. Never. There's bone in a true, complete and balanced raw food. There's bone in there. We never want to heat treat a bone in any way ever. So, but if you nuked a little bit of bone broth for like 20-30 seconds and then you poured that over a cold patty, you're not changing the nutritional consistency.
What can I buy for dewormer?
That is something you likely have to go to the vet for.
Yeah.
We don't. There's no natural dewormer products. I think there used to be at one point. It was a long time ago, but we do not carry anything that is a natural dewormer.
Oh, someone posted a blog the other day about deworming. I want to say it was Adored Beast posted something, but I could be wrong. But there was a blog about natural ways to help flush worms out of the system.
We can take a look. Okay, wow, you guys. So now it has been an hour and 17 minutes.
It's been forever.
Anyways, if you missed any of this and you want the information that we were talking about with regards to changes that we can make to the diet, natural options that we can use, if you have to use chemicals, what you should be doing, by all means, you can pop over to our Facebook page. Our lives are always on our Facebook page, but we also upload them to our YouTube channel, so you can go find them on our YouTube channel if you missed any of this. And by all means, if you have questions that we didn't address, reach out.
So many questions all of a sudden. Where in Canada are you? We are in Regina, Saskatchewan. Is a cat throwing up after getting dewormer normal? I'm gonna say any sort of chemical making your animal throw up is probably not a good sign.
Yeah.
We're eating. Yeah. You want that? You want something? You got a whole store to choose from, right?
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, that's a reaction that I would definitely reach out to the vet and the company and possibly the FDA to say that this is what happens. Like we started off, you guys know your pets best. So if something has changed in their behavior or anything after
if they don't seem like themselves and something seems off, it's probably a good idea to address the issue.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for spending some of your Friday afternoon with us. We appreciate you. We are here until 6 o'clock tonight. We are here 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Saturday, closed on Sunday, back in store at 11 a.m. on Monday. So we will either see you in store or we will see you online next time. And if we don't see you in the store, have a fantastic weekend. Bye.
Bye.